That is the most Texas. That's like the most white relative to Bill Paxton.
Hello,
Hello. Don't know
Hello.
why. Don't know how you joined twice. You probably clicked on like both.
oh, for Christ's sake. No, I only clicked on one. Just being a stupid bugger.
It's hopefully
Of course,
well,
an
hopefully-
Englishman joins the chat twice. He has to do an imperialism.
I'm just colonizing, all right?
Speaking of which, we are live.
Mithro, how are McDonald's in the UK? Are they just as bad as over here?
um, kind of, yes and no. They have a reputation as a really good employer, providing you stay with them.
Mhm.
Because
So-
I had a real bad experience working at McDonald's.
Are you
Yeah,
still working there? I was kind of surprised, happy to see you here because I thought that you wouldn't be able to join us today because you're working for the clown.
No, I I got into a really big argument and I had to leave. That's why I'm here, technically.
God, Isaiah.
Okay, Mithro. Do you guys want to hear what it was about?
Yes.
I'm guessing that your boss. Wait, hold on. Was racist.
No, actually, no.
Whoa! Not racist, but Florida. Okay, no.
No.
Go.
Well, funny
Continue to delight me.
Funny enough, when you, God, I don't know, like when you've been around like a lot of like shitty black people, you tend to yourself kind of embody racism towards your own people. It's terrible, but yeah, no,
It's
no,
like
no,
you
no, no.
have internalized the racism.
Yeah, honestly, to some degree, I'm being
That's what they call it,
honest.
internalized racism.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't want it, and I'm trying to figure it to get rid of it. No, so so like the first day was fine. The first day was pretty good, but like the yesterday and today was just bad. Like the managers were terrible. When I first actually got the job, they basically just hurriedly explained a lot of stuff and I couldn't keep up with it. It's like this is this, this is that, this is this, this is that. I'm like okay, so I'm trying to get all that taken care of in my head. And then today it was like because like the patties, I don't like are they real meat or like I don't know what the fuck McDonald's puts in their meat. I don't fucking know.
It's cheap
Children.
stuff for sure.
Children from
I
Thailand. They get it from Elon Musk.
probably.
All the sweepings from the floor.
And
Mhm.
so like so like they have like a grill or a fry or grill
Mhm.
that you put stuff on the grill and I do it and like after like 10 minutes after like I think like 4 minutes they're ready to serve even though they still have red meat on them and I'm like okay that doesn't look good because they all bitch and complain about cross contamination and then I'm like but there's like pink and like apparently there's like a rack where you put them all in where
Mhm.
where I guess they it cooks it more, but I didn't know that. It didn't look like no one told me what that was. They just said put it in here and put like okay, like it because like is it a warmer or was it like another oven? Because I thought it was a warmer, so they didn't get cold.
Mhm.
Okay, so all right, and then just like and they're like, "Well, I'm trying to explain, but you're cutting me off." And I'm like, I'm not cutting you off. You're the one getting hostile about something that you didn't even explain to me before in the beforehand. So why are you getting mad at me?" And then she was like, "Do you want to go home?" I'm like, well, fuck, sure, I'll go the fuck home. And I fucking went home. I'm not gonna let you guys talk to me. Kind of get off my clock. Fuck you and your clock, lady. No one wants this fucking ghetto ass. All right, I'll stop. Before I say something I'm gonna regret.
It sounds more like bad management than anything you did wrong, to be quite honest, mate.
It may have been, and then like when I tried to like set boundaries and say, because I was gonna ask them, hey, is it okay if I take my break, even though I just walked in? I came to work. I was like, can I take my break at 2 so I can talk to you guys? Is that fine? I was fixing to work all the way from 11 to 2, but they were like, you already came in. You already talking about. No, I'm asking, I take my break usually at 3. Can I take it at 2 today? I still would have worked the entire shift. But they were like, oh, you want to come in and just go on break? It's like, no, 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 no. I'm asking. I'm like, all right, I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue. Fuck it. We don't take breaks then. Fuck it. I was just trying to ask you a question, but you're gonna jump down my fucking throat about oh, so you don't want to work? Well, if I didn't want to work, I wouldn't have came in. So that's a dumb question. And then they asked me, can you count 10? Yeah. I'm not a fucking idiot. Can you count 10 chicken nuggets? No. I'm 30 years old. I can't count to fucking 10. Okay. Yeah. That makes fucking sense. Fucking dipshits.
Yeah, that's piss poor management. That's got nothing to do with you, mate.
Yes, and unfortunately, it's just like
Out too. I almost got real close to cursing out one of those managers yesterday because she's gonna be like, these nuggets aren't look well. It's like some of these nuggets come close. It's like, what do you want me to do? And you're over here fucking yelling at people, and I'm trying to do my job. So you figure what the fuck to do, and then you're gonna get mad at someone because you put your food down when we're trying to put trays and take stuff out. You're gonna put your fucking food there, and it falls down. You got the nerve to yell at us about the food not being done, and then you're gonna yell at me for being on my phone for like a few seconds while you were calling someone while you were at work shoveling fries in the fucking fryer. Don't come to me with that bullshit, because I will curse you the fuck out. I don't give a fuck. Fuck this stupid fucking job.
yeah.
I'm done.
So it seems like you were pleased with your interactions there at McDonald's.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so if I hear yelling at like in the back room at like any fast food place, I'm just not going to be surprised, honestly. And then when people who had to work the like the front desk, that's where at the cashiers had to be all smile like, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you?"
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know whether it has it in
Get their shit together. They need to get their shit together. I don't know. Now, people would say, did you tell me you have autism? No, I didn't tell them I had autism because these are some of the most ghetto hick people I've ever met. They don't care. Their religion probably thinks, oh, it's... I didn't tell them because I don't think they would listen, and I don't think they care. That's why I didn't tell them, because there's people who are like, oh, well, this is discrimination. I didn't tell them, so there is no discrimination suit, because I don't think they care. These are like old fucking black gray. They don't know what the fuck autism is. They don't know what the fuck that is. They probably think that's some white people shit. I didn't fucking tell them, because I didn't think they fucking cared. So I wasn't going to waste my breath on something they wouldn't understand.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't understand about like someone being on the spectrum of autism as they were. And then there's still the problem of like if people don't believe that like black people can have like autism. Definitely, it's like so hard to like to discover or the test or like realize that like women can and girls can have autism too. So yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, that was a rant you came in on like a groundhog.
How's everyone else's day going? So,
Well, I had an argument with some people 2 days ago because I needed some medication, obviously, for the post-stroke thing and for my inhalers.
Oh, I was thinking it's because you're. Oh no, 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 we don't do ableism here. No, sorry, no, keep coming.
And we have a thing called a prepayment certificate, so you pay for a year, and you don't have to pay for any of your medication after that. And it generally, if you're only getting a couple of things a month, it's not really worth it. But now I'm getting 4 things a month, it's financially worth doing. And this young woman who was incredibly aggressive about the whole thing said, well, we've never sold them here. And I was like, you sold me 1-2 years ago. So anyway, eventually, after creating a bit of a noise and saying this is incredibly discriminatory against people who don't have a debit or a credit card,
Yes,
which it is, I left it and went in the following day and I think I'd made so much noise they just gave me all the stuff and said, "There you go. Oh, and here's how to pay for it by cash. Thank you." But yeah, it's I was very polite about it. I just told them the young lady was rather aggressive for dealings with me.
I almost
kind of
became,
true.
I almost became their worst nightmare today, honestly.
You were an angry black man. You were their worst nightmare.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was about I was about to show it, but see, I was like, okay, I need to go home. I need to find another job because I want to go to this concert that I really want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna just go home. I did rip off one of my teeth. I did rip off one of my McDonald's uniforms. I left it where it was.
Mm.
I did that. So I was like, okay, I gotta go. I gotta chill.
Take this job and shove it. I don't work here anymore.
Like,
No, good for you, Elijah. Isaiah. It's the exact thing. Sometimes you've just got to do that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like the Reddit r/anti-work and something like that is kind of like more like a long thread of like the shitty jobs that people have, and like that's why like this kind of like rhetoric is like, oh look, there are jobs in your areas. Come on, just like apply to this jobs. Like, no, some of my friends know their autists as well. I know that like they cannot handle like a McDonald's jobs as it were. So sometimes they will take a warehouse job because like those kind of jobs you don't have to deal with the public. I know.
Custodians.
Exactly. I worked at a gas station for 4 years and 3 months.
Although
I'm able to handle the public, so it's like, yeah.
Although to be fair, some jobs I like if it like maybe like if I lived in Seattle where you live at Geek, maybe if I worked at the Evergreen, the Aviation Museum, maybe that's one. Or if I worked
Gamified, yes, exactly.
If I worked,
you know what you need, Isaiah? You need to find a model shop that is looking for somebody to take on, because you would be perfect for that, my friend.
there actually is one here, actually. Well, there's two, but one is Hobby Lobby. So,
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And then sometimes there's Hobby Lobby.
Are you saying you don't want to participate in crimes against humanity? Come on.
Yes, it is.
No, if I could. No, I don't want to. If I can help it. And the model shop. The model shop is actually a mom and pop store. I think they're fully staffed.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But it's worth a try, mate. It's still worth it.
It is.
Go in, put your face forward, even take one of your bloody models in and say, "Here you are. I'm good at this shit."
Oh, they actually have some of my models on display in their shop.
Well, in that case,
they'll definitely go in and ask for a job. And if they don't have one for you, then say, "Could you help me find one?" And they'll probably say yes. They'll probably help you.
I got to apply for a bunch after this. I got Whole Foods too. I'm like Whole Foods. What's Whole Foods like? I don't know much about it.
It's yuppie. It's a yuppie grocery store, and it's
You're
going
to be dealing with a lot of liberal Karens.
Yes, a lot of liberal Karens, and like Trader Joe's can almost fall in that too. But like you don't know there's that stereotype with Trader Joe's, so like if there's that much of liberal Karens at Trader Joe's.
Liberal Karen.
My mom also appreciates Trader Joe's, and my mom is not liberal. Definitely.
And it's like, and something like I get singled out too because like okay, maybe I shouldn't have been on my phone, whatever. I was just on but there's people who got those Bluetooth earbuds in.
Yep.
And there was one guy who was like FaceTiming his friend while working at McDonald's. But I get yelled at for being on my phone. What? And then the manager who yelled at me was on her phone while she was cooking French fries. And then her fucking daughter, who was also a piece of garbage, walked in with like a boom. I'm like, what is happening?
Were you about to say boombox?
It wasn't a boombox.
If so, I am digging this McDonald's.
And I'm like, no, it's actually right across the street from Hooters. it's right across the street from Hooters, and then it's across the street from like a, I guess like a trampoline, like a fitness and a trampoline zone thing.
Oh, probably one of those places that
Not
have like
bad.
rock falls.
Right down the street from Publix also. And I'm like, what am I living in? What the fuck is going on? Who are you people?
Isaiah, how did you fall into hell?
There's
I
how
don't know.
I'd say how. Well,
Oh,
there's
yes.
that. It's Florida. I was like, how did you end up in an M. Night Shyamalan movie? Oh, right, Florida.
Oh.
I find it all exciting. It's like, what the fuck is going on? There's no manager. There's no manners. There's no respect. People are just like,
It's
oh,
McDonald's.
like, what the fuck?
And yet people will say, "Oh, John, don't work at McDonald's. You never want to eat there once you start working at McDonald's." I don't eat there now, or I barely do.
Oh my god.
I mean, if it's the only like a fast food place that's like around and open, like sure, I'm not picky, but it's just like it's McDonald's. It's just like I don't know. I will order a quarter pounder with cheese. At least like the quarter pounder cheese, like is it like the sauce or whatever? It's just like mustard and ketchup, so I don't have to like say no sauce on like the burgers and stuff like that. Because most other like burgers, like
honestly, I'm not super into British food. That's why I don't eat at McDonald's. But yeah, it's okay.
Hey, what?
McDonald's is not British food.
no.
Come on.
But you guys
It's bland. It's beef and cheese. Mithril, you cannot
But
deny
in
this.
Mithro, you can't have McDonald's because of mad cow disease, right?
Yeah. We can. No, we got rid of our mad cow. She was called Liz Truss.
Oh, okay.
only lasted
Okay. No, look. We do not abide by that sort of misogynist talk here. Cows, yes, are all women, but that doesn't mean.
The fries are the fries are pretty decent. Yeah, but like honestly, well, where's a bad place that has terrible French fries? Honestly,
Chick-fil-A.
Anybody have French
Okay.
fries?
Yeah.
What's the
Even-
point of
even-
French fries?
it's just always
It's
a side
deep
dish.
fried potatoes covered in salt. What the fuck? God,
Yes, I know.
You shut your
Yes.
whore mouth.
They're not potato. They're reconstituted through a bloody machine.
They actually do like have like potatoes, but the thing is like with like most like fast food restaurant fries is like they just cut them up and cook them already, but then freeze them and then deliver them to like the restaurants as it were, so then they can be unfreezed in the fryer, and then that's how they cook them as it were at the McDonald's restaurants. That's actually how a lot of like establishment chains honestly do that sort of thing too. Olive Garden, honestly, there's not like chefs in the kitchen like making all this stuff. No, they'll have all those things be prepackaged and freeze at a certain point that they'll put into the special ovens that they have to like unfreeze them and cook them as it were, so that like you have recooked like food that you're eating.
Now, to be fair, like when I got the job, I was like, oh, it's McDonald's. Like I know it's gonna suck. I know it's gonna be fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't go in there like, oh, it's the Krusty Krab. No, I didn't go in there with that. I was like, this is McDonald's. These people are gonna be assholes. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like
Working at a fast food place, it really does depend on the people who are working there, just like anything else. Like when I was delivering pizza, I had honestly a great manager there. You know, he like delivering pizza is more dangerous than being a cop, and I was never in any danger while I was working there because he had been a delivery driver and he made sure that we never ever delivered to the places where he knew people got robbed.
Yeah. Well, it's like I don't even know who the manager because there's a different manager every day for some reason.
Well,
and I'm like,
assistant managers, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what that the Joanne Fabrics that I worked at, that my mom worked at, it would have like a manager on duty, so it's a different like manager and like one of the many assistant managers at the storehouse. But it was a giant store at the Joanne Fabrics, etc. So it kind of makes sense.
I gotta ask, like for all the managers of the McDonald's, the service is still ass.
Well,
Again, depends on McDonald's. Yeah, it's McDonald's too, so it's like. It's kind of like interesting. It has like, well, yes, the kiosks and all those things are taking away people's jobs because like now people instead of like going up to like the counter, it's like I'll like a number one order something like that. They can go to the kiosk and press in their order something like that. And but like and that could be its other thing too, where it does take away some people's jobs. But also it's just like some people with social anxiety would rather not talk to people. Understandable. And so they'll go to the kiosk for their order or order on their phone app as well.
I'm gonna be honest, like if droids, like the droid from Solo, the Star Wars movie, or just droid like robots in general, are ever like in our society, like we see in iRobot, I don't I wouldn't even want them to have that job. It's like why do you like I am Burger Flipper 9000. I want to flip. It's like, why? Why? You could be exploring space. Why do you want to fucking flip burgers for a bunch of fucking dumbass humans?
I'm programmed.
Ask yourself that question. But philosophers in space, with friend of the show Aaron Rabinowitz and someone I adore but who has never been on the show, Callie Wright, recently covered a solar punk novella, I think. That let's see, a psalm for the wild built and solar punk is what they called it. A psalm for the wild built, I think, is the title of the novella that deals with a communist utopia. Rather than being a dystopian future, it's a utopian future. They've done the degrowth thing, but they got there partly by developing robots that would help them do all the jobs. And then the robots one day woke up and said, "Yeah, we don't like this. We don't want to do this anymore." And people said, "Oh, then you don't have to do that anymore. We're sorry." And the robots just left and started doing their own thing, and the humans didn't see them anymore.
It's see, it's kind of like the way I see it is like I've definitely heard horror stories about people who work at fast food. I just never thought I would be one of those people. Like it was always stories that I heard like on the periphery of things, but like I never like thought, okay, that sucks for them, and I wish they get a better job. But I never think like, but it was like, oh, I never think I'll be in that situation.
Well,
And
yeah. Well, then another thing is just like, kind of like in work, we kind of have this similar problem of like how we not explaining like everything to like the person. I at least knowing that like I'm in this weird position where it's like I'm kind of am like a supervisor or lead for the stock room, and I'm in charge of that room essentially.
You're PMC,
but yet. Yes, I am. But my job title is still currently warehouse clerk 2. So
oh wait, so you're PMC, but you're not getting paid as PMC.
Oh yeah, and I've expressed that to my manager, who is working to get me a promotion. In the works, it's in the works, but we're also part of a major corporation conglomerate of Boyd, and like yeah, we're one of many sites, but it's because of the demand of the job of like this job is hot, this job is hot, this job is hot. And honestly, when I first started there in 2011, if I mess up just twice, doing pinning of membranes, I was taken off the doing pinning, and it wasn't until like much later that I actually got trained on how to do pinning as well, and was trusted to do pinning as well. But just messing up twice on pinning, I was then by that lead, who eventually was fired because she slapped one of the employees, but not as slap it what he does, just good job. That like that, and that was enough. But she just would not trust me for a pinning if I just mess up just twice. So that's no room to fail essentially at the job is yeah, and the McDonald's to the pressure of the job of just the dinner rush, gotta get this orders. We need number one, we need a Big Mac, we need a quarter pounder, and just yeah. So
me it's like I'm doing all the work, but everyone else is just walking around. I'm trying to find shit to do, and everyone is just walking around a trend. I don't know, man. It's working at this is actually my first time working in fast food, working in the back. It's wow. I never I knew it was not gonna be good, but I didn't think it was this bad.
Yeah,
it's terrible. I don't know. I've done some pretty shit jobs in my day, custodian for that.
Literally shit job.
Yeah, like I've had jobs where it's like, okay, like it wasn't fun, but I did it and I did the best of my ability. Like it, you just can't. I guess you can't. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the I like because I don't want to use autism as an excuse for anything. But like I don't know. I
Mhm.
tried. I gave it all my all, and I that just ooh, it took a lot out of me.
That's sometimes a lot of jobs will definitely do come down to like the quality of your coworkers and management as well, and shitty quality in coworkers and management or both can just like really like do terrible to the job as well. So it's like yeah. Mhm. See, I was in a voice chat last night where the guy complained about McDonald's always like getting his order wrong, and we had three people yelling at him after that.
And
uh,
yeah, I don't know. I kind of sometimes joke I wish I did live in the UK because then I could work at the Imperial War Museum. This is the Lancaster Avro right here. They dropped was it the Land was it the Avro? Was it no.
The Avro
Avril Lavigne.
Lancaster. Yes.
Shut up, John. God
I'm
damn.
just trying to brighten your day by reminding you of the white girl you love instead of the job you hate.
I'm trying to tell people about the damn busters during World War II. Gosh.
The bouncing bombs.
Or the
Yes.
tall boy or the grand with the that shit. I'm trying to tell them this. Shoof.
yeah. Uh,
Anyway,
the yeah, the Avril Lancaster groundhog.
They,
So we're also joined on like this like a call by Mitchell, currently played by Keir Starmer. So the
what?
UK, John Brockman chose Keir Starmer to be your avatar for this call
Yeah.
on the stream.
Well, it's like replacing your avatar with bloody Donald Trump, that.
Well, no, because Keir Starmer he's a good guy. He's one of the good ones, right? He's a liberal. I think
Yeah.
that's actually the
No.
name of the party he's in. Liberal.
No, oh God, yeah. No, he's head of the. He's in charge of the Labour Party.
Oh,
Um,
Labor. Oh, right. If you want to schmur for a neighbor, vote Liberal or Labor. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
yes. Um, he- he's trying to out Sunak, which is kind of insane.
And,
Um,
and for those of you who don't remember, like Richie
yeah,
Sunak
sorry.
is the current prime minister.
Prime
This is like the
Minister.
fourth prime minister in like a year or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I've lost count of given hope. So, um, ever, and it turned out he's actually, um, he's much worse than Corbyn ever was going to be. I mean, Corbyn was like, the Bernie Sanders for you guys. You know,
Yes.
people saw him and thought, shit, we've got some hope of actually getting out of this. Starmer is he's
He's Tony Blair 2.0.
well, he's worse in some ways because I mean Blair was a piece of shit. You know, he's a war criminal.
Yes.
He kissed the arse of the financial industries far too much.
I agree with Margaret Thatcher on the economic issues, honestly.
Thatcher said that Blair and New Labour were her greatest achievement, which
Says something, yeah.
yeah. But what makes Starmer worse than Blair is that he is a charisma vacuum. He's like Ron DeSantis. There's absolutely nothing there. And
I mean,
the only
just
way
looking at his face, he kind of looks like a pinky toe.
yes, he is Osmer. Yes, he is Osmer. That's right. He's trying to turn them into the Lib Dems, except they're not. Some of us are old enough to remember when the Lib Dems were quite cool.
Mhm.
In the 90s when they had a chap with who was an alcoholic.
Oh,
turns
we have an
out.
aircraft nerd in the chat. Okay, I'm going. Now I have to troll. Tom Cruise is the best pilot in the world.
No, Tom Hanks. I call bullshit. Tom Hanks is the best pilot. Tom Hanks got a ship from the moon that had a hole in it back to Earth.
That's not
Don't
an
tell
aircraft because there's no air in space. God damn.
Okay, better yet, Castaway. He was not only was he in a plane crash, he survived on a desert island for 3 years, hitched himself on a makeshift raft, and
The Spruce Goose
Tom Hanks is the
was
best.
a bullshit, stupid plane. Spruce Goose. Is that what it's called? Spruce Goose?
That's the big plane that Howard Hughes made. It's actually in
Yes.
The Evergreen Museum, geek.
Oh, probably. But I have to check it out. I have been to the museum in flight because the company had a Christmas party there. But as Mithra, you were saying about Keir Starmer, so are we interrupted?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
pinky
it's
toenail.
fine. Yeah. Yeah. He's basically trying to out-Tory the Tories to appeal to the so-called centre ground.
Scratch a liberal, a fascist bleeds.
Yes, exactly. And unfortunately, he's very, very pro-establishment. So, they're all the great and the good,
Mm-hmm.
They're not when they are actually very far from great and a hell of a long way from good, most of them.
Yeah.
He's trying to outdo them on the immigration by painting himself as even harder than they are on immigration. And since they're fucking close to outright fash by now,
Yeah.
that's not a good sign. He gets very offended when you point out the fact that all the promises he made to the Labour Party when he was trying to become the leader after Jeremy Corbyn, he's broken. So he made a long string of promises to the Labour Party and said, "I will do this. This is my pledge to you," and they've all gone like tears in the rain. It just been. Stop that, John. I just noticed.
Oh, you noticed that you're no longer Keir Starmer.
It's better to be Liverpool Football Club than Keir Starmer. I will take it.
I've watched Ted Lasso. I know that that's a serious thing.
At least Liverpool were in red. There's no way Starmer would never wear red.
To be funny, even though we're talking about bullshit jobs, I do want to work in a fish. For some reason, I have the urge to work in the fish mart.
Bullshit jobs are not shit jobs. That's a distinction he raises
That's the
in the
difference.
book.
Yeah.
Right.
A bullshit job is a job that produces no value. A shit job is a job that produces value but is denigrated by society because black people do it. That's literally what denigrated means.
Mm-hmm.
It's like right there in the middle. Dead Negro. It means to make it black.
A bullshit job is currently leader of the Labour Party.
It's kind of like I just want to work in a fish mart simply so I can wear this hat.
You go to a fish market wearing that hat. Even if you don't get hired, walk around and say, "Hey, I'm a nerd who likes fish. I will help you buy fish."
I swab?
You give me money.
Can I swab the deck, matey? Can I do that too?
I'm a fish nerd. Black fish nerd. Bluffner. You're a bluffner.
Get one of these in like a yellow oilskin coat. Yes, I am ready for this fish job.
Mostly, and hello, the City Free Council is what were we talking about? Keir Starmer sucks as in being like a new Labour. And stuff.
We've also got a Conservative Party that,
You said we also have a conservative party, implying that the liberals aren't the conservative party.
Oh
Oh,
no, I
Labor.
mean
Or Labour.
everybody calls the Labour Party Tory light. You know,
Mhm.
it's diet Coke for
They're
people.
both right wing.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, no.
Um,
That's the point I was building to, is that the
oh yeah,
Labour
no, they are.
they're conservative, and the Tories are fascists.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely with their immigration policy, which is like
Oh,
Indigenous Heretics says,
don't.
like colonizers are all horrible with their
Yeah,
immigration
yeah.
policies.
Well, the worst thing about it is the person who is in charge of it is in charge of our immigration part is a woman of um, Asian, East African heritage. Her parents were um, people from India who were moved out to Uganda, I think, or Kenya, to to make, administrate over the natives because they're not smart enough to do it themselves, obviously. And then her parents, or I think that might have been her grandparents, and then her parents came over here and brought the wretched Cruella Braverman over here, and
Mhm.
she is deeply, deeply racist. She mocked a 90-year-old woman who was a survivor of the Holocaust. She mocked her. So at which point, you start to think, okay, maybe some gun law could be relaxed in this country. In Minecraft, of course. But she's vile, and she apparently got a speeding ticket over last summer and wanted the taxpayer to pay the fine for her. Just
Wow.
Apropos of nothing, Mithril, are you Man City or Manchester United? I'm asking for a friend.
I am Man City and the Blues. I'm the ones that are owned by the delightful um, um, Dubai King or something. I don't even care anymore. One of the
Okay.
vile oil potentates.
So you're Man City. Okay, okay. So you would be perfectly
I know what
upset.
you're going to do. I know what you're going to do. You are. I love your deal, your job, but you are a bit predictable on that one. Fuck, I know. I'm gonna have to buy a camera, aren't I?
But thanks, John, for trying to make me feel good. Thank you for
Mm.
doing your Apple Halloween, reminding us how dorky and goofy I
You
am.
are a '90s white girl on the inside. Just
Well,
you
shit.
deserve to
No,
be. You deserve happy.
well, shit. No wonder he has self-internalized racism because he's, yeah. I
On
don't
the
know, man.
inside, you are the sort of person who would cry on seeing you and call the cops.
Yeah. I, I, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of, it's called the quirky black person trope. There's a lot of us. We just
Hmm.
don't get,
It's
we just
almost
don't,
like you're an entire population of real people and not just the stereotypes we were led to see by
yeah.
Hollywood.
Oh God, yeah. I see. That's what I hate about racism because like racism is terrible in all kinds of ways, but it just like you people can't be who they are because people are just judgmental. It's just like it's
Very lazy.
it's
It's a
bad.
lazy way of thinking about people because it tends to put all one group in a box.
Hmm.
It's just idleness, isn't it? Really, laziness of the mind, which is probably the worst sort of laziness.
Yeah, it's so irritating.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, so it's all fun and games over here. Of course, we've got the stupid turfs making noises about every damn. There's the Daily Hate Mail, which is Ben Shapiro's favorite paper, apparently had something the other day because
Well, it's a very dry wit.
Hmm. Yes. An example of complete shining wit. Reverse the letters on there if you feel wanting. Um, yeah, they had something the other day about somebody who is on the what we call the Equalities Commission in this country has come out with some anti-trans nonsense, because they wanted to go and speak the Oxfordian fucking debating society, which is supposed to be the peak of things in the UK, except of course it's where Blob Johnson and all his chums went. Um, Anyway, because the students decided they didn't want her there, the Daily Hate Mail had some god awful headline about,
Uh,
usual speaking
Lucifia,
up for
instead of an
women.
air horn, what about a sword? Every time
Yes,
a turf tries to shit speak, let it
yeah,
out.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
encouraging knife crime. I'm just saying, threaten him with a big sword.
And now there is the certain parts of the more turfy population have in the media have started doing the autism to transgenderism link as well. I noticed it several times
Autism.
recently. Oh,
What?
according to the gender critical morons, there is a close link between autism and transgenderism.
Uh,
Eh,
Well, I mean, I'm
It's
autistic, and I'm obviously the transest of everyone here. I mean, look at me. I just turned into a bunny girl.
I mean, it is insane.
Oh, I got this
It's
big bunny eyes, and every time I blink, they blink. Oh, I love it.
I mean, it's clearly a mental illness by these people of some description, but I just can't
Hey,
make.
don't, don't, don't
No,
associate mental illness with the
sorry.
toy. All
I'm just
right, the internet is back, and let's see
The
if.
show's back. Okay, the show's buffering. That's where. So it's like, okay, yeah, the show's back.
Okay, excellent. That was. Welcome to the South.
I don't think the audience missed much, and so it's just like, yeah, let's just repeat the last couple of things that we said, and that'll be
Oh,
good
I agree
enough.
with you, Ozma. I also hate the term transgenderism because
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is what Ron
about
DeSantis. No,
that.
not was it Ron? No, it was some Republican calling for genocide. I
Hmm.
mean, it's
Yeah,
what the Republicans have decided on for calling for genocide of trans people.
I apologize if I said it. It wasn't
Oh,
intended to be
I don't think anyone here is blaming you for that. I mean, you're an old British white man. Nobody expects much of you, but um,
harmful. We can always do a colonization if you want.
No, there's enough of that already. And here we're.
Ron DeSantis.
It was Michael Knowles. Yeah, M's right. It was Michael Knowles
Yeah.
when he called for the extermination of transgenderism. Jesus, hell's teeth.
Hmm. Again, that's like we said before, because the Thugglikins or the Ride has just lost the battle of the gay people, because finally that Supreme Court decision is just just let them do what they want. Some people still fight back against that, Kim Davis, but the next target is trans people, and the the Thugglikins in the fascists in the USA has been ramping up the attacks against trans people, legislate them out of the existence were because they have nothing else to fight for, and they see it they kind of see it as they kind of see where the wind's blowing as the last midterms. Usually it should be the opposition party will take back one or both seats of the houses of the Senate of the Congress, but then they did but narrowly, and it's the voting is worse, so they kind of see how it is, and the wind's blowing, that they're not going to get in another election or another sweeping election like they did before, knock on wood. So they are scramming all the anti-trans stuff now while they have power as the best that they can. And it's because again they have no policies to help anyone, so they distract people, of course, from the issues and go after trans people as it were. If I could choose, I pick Finland to be colonized. Their policy seems pretty
Finland
good.
is ending homelessness. So yeah, absolutely. Because it turns out that the way to end homelessness is to give the homeless homes.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all you do. You give them homes, and then you say, hey, here are other things that can help you. Do it or not. And it works. And it makes everything better for everyone.
Think of the effect on the housing market, won't you? Those poor liberals might lose some money.
You know, Warren Buffett can die in a fire. I don't care if his Berkshire Hathaway company goes bankrupt or not. I kind of hope he dies in a fire. A small fire, a grease fire at a McDonald's that Isaiah doesn't want.
At this point, I don't want to say because we may get kicked off, but I mean if a okay, I'm not gonna say it. I don't.
You're also a black man, so they probably
Yeah. And you were about to say something about white women. We know.
No, I was about to say. I was about to say something about a random gun event at a. But I'm not gonna.
This is the U.S. You're gonna have to be more specific than random gun event.
A mentally deranged person goes into. Okay, a mentally deranged person goes into a McDonald's with a fire.
No, not mentally deranged, white supremacist. That's a
hint.
That's happened in some places. That happen a lot.
And also the fact that you're a guy who just lost his job at a McDonald's and talking about that's you definitely
I didn't lose. I just left.
You are about to get your door kicked in by the FBI, Isaiah. You know that now.
Yeah. DHS is about to investigate the shit out of you. Definitely don't continue that thought.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I better stop before we get.
Yep.
Some fun.
Be trans-affirming, not Mac denying.
Did we all enjoy Ron DeSantis' announcement that he was running? On the Elon Musk.
I am loving the fact that he is flaming the fuck out because he's not Trump. And the Republicans aren't buying his bullshit.
It was a thing of beauty. Elongated muskrat could not manage to get his Twitter to work. It dropped out for about 35 minutes. It was just
Emily
wonderful.
Chambers just shared a link to a thing related directly to this. It's perfect timing. Elon Musk and Ron DeSantis' failure to launch. I will share it on my screen. You guys won't be able to see it, but I think it's 10 ways to lose a man or something. But Elon Musk is a girl in a pink dress. And Ron DeSantis is some douche in a pantsuit. And then there's the Twitter bird failing downward. To leave the nest, some men just need to leave the bush. I think that's from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That's what I think that's from.
Yes. Yeah. Even though failure to launch was the name of that.
How the fuck do I remember a movie from 20 years ago that I never even saw?
I think it was failure to launch. I think
that was actually like a movie too, where it's just like basically the guy still lives with his parents, as it were.
Oh shit!
I don't like dorky white people comedy.
Yes, of course.
Also a movie from 20 years ago. Jesus Christ, we need some new fucking memes.
I mean, failure to launch is kind of fitting for DeSantis like a thing too. Yeah, but it's like
okay, Emily, if you want to get all of the white supremacists out of Florida, you have so much work to do. That would take so many trucks. And
the question
on the
is,
left,
like,
we don't agree with concentration camps. Where would we put them? North Dakota. No, that would punish Joey. Shit. Canada. No, they. Okay, actually, no.
They do patrol service in
Idaho and Montana. Give them. They can live there. Idaho and Montana probably want.
I mean, they have a lot of white supremacists and a lot of empty space. It's big sky country. I dig it, but no, I would send them to space.
I thought they had a short service to Martha's Vineyard, but you know.
No, see, the thing is, Martha's Vineyard is really nice. It's a lovely little fishing community. It's a tiny little island full of wonderful people and
And
rich
there's the
assholes.
positive. It's an island. It's an island.
You know, to be
Oh! Now we understand how you fuckers did the Falklands. Okay, now I get it.
Damn it. Put out again.
See, what's so weird is like these are people like who I can like. You guys are like people who I can like talk to, but I can't talk to any of my other friends like this. I don't know.
No, especially now about the politics that we talked about as well. Because because a lot of people are not like politically informed and stuff like that. Well, that's part of why we have Mr. Arm to like inform us about like the politics as well. Because I haven't catch up.
Has he talked about politics at all?
Yes, he has.
I mean, he's just told us how wonderful Liverpool is. I mean,
Oh, shut up!
Live in Liverpool, Mithril? I didn't know that. That's what it's like. You got him started on that now. Oh god.
No, he's from like.
No, he's from Manchester, and he loves Man City.
I think since the worst colonizers want to colonize, we should start sending him off to other planets to do so.
I mean, that is what Elon Musk is trying to do, and so is Jeff Bezos. I mean,
yeah.
And here's the thing. There's a meme going around about how. Go ahead.
They also want slaves when they do get there. So.
They want slaves right now. I mean, they're.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. There's a meme going around about how the billionaires all want to go to space because guillotines rely on gravity to work. I have a solution for that. Rocket-powered guillotines. You have a little rocket on either side of the blade, and it pushes it down, and guillotines work in space. So we can still kill billionaires in space. We will kill you, and we will eat you, Elon Musk. We will slow roast you. We will put a layer of coals down, then a layer of pebbles, then a layer of palm leaves, and then we'll put your dead body on top of that, and then we will cover it with a béarnaise sauce. Then we'll cover that with another layer of pebbles, and then another layer of palm leaves. Because
in Fortnite,
luau.
We'll have a luau in Stardew Valley.
Obviously, we wouldn't do that because he wouldn't taste good. You know what I mean? Have you seen him?
Yeah, honestly, it's like I don't know if I would want Elon Musk to actually have a skin in Fortnite. Don't know if he cares as long as that. However, I get to kill Elon Musk in Fortnite.
You're questioning my taste by talking about having a luau, and you're talking about having him not have a skin. Okay.
It's funny enough.
You wouldn't get any crunch on the thing anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Funny enough, interesting when I was like playing like Fortnite with a squad, it was like the player's name is like, all right, I downed the players like the player's name was Alex.Jones.000, 4 zeros. And it's just like I knocked Alex Jones, I thirsted and killed Alex Jones. At least I killed Alex Jones in Fortnite. That was weird. Misspring guillotines also might work to like stretch them out and like lock them in place to like bam the blades and get the pull down. Yeah, there's that.
But rockets would be delicious because they're both building rockets. So rocket guillotines. In fact, you wouldn't even need most of the guillotine. I mean, just a blade attached to rockets.
Mm-hmm.
We should do that.
So,
rocket-powered sword. Rocket swords. Oh, it's Zelda! I just invented Zelda. For those who don't know, in Tears of the Kingdom, the newest Zelda game, you can put a rocket on a sword.
Well, there you go. I mean, hey, Ultima is a fantasy-like world, but you also go into space in that first game.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a weird game, though. Lord
so I got pulled over for driving while black.
You're not black.
No, I'm not. No, at the moment I'm a tiny little bunny. But when I'm not a tiny little bunny, I am a hipster Viking. I mean, I don't know how they do it. It's like occasionally while driving, I look around at other cars, and all I see is the cars. I can barely tell that there are other people in there. I don't know how cops do it. Somehow they get special training to see, oh, that's a in that car. And they are really they have laser precision on pulling over black people.
Yeah.
So,
Not actually
a couple
speed
nights
guns.
ago,
That's how
what's that?
they. They're not actually speed guns that they use. They are actually skin pigmentation detectors.
Oh, gee. I could believe it. But a couple nights back, I was it was like 3:30 in the morning. It was the end of the night. I was dead tired. I agreed to take a trip. I stop at a Family Dollar. Um, that or Dollar. That's also Dollar General. It's the store for poor people. But I mean, like at 3:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
that shit has been closed for 6 hours.
The Dollar Tree, or in the UK, Poundland.
Pound Town. It
Pound Town.
should be called Pound Town. But I stopped to pick up a guy named Troy. And, I mean, when I pull over, it's like I see a woman standing on the corner, so I assume it might be her. She walks over to my car and says, "Can you take me to this place? I'll pay you." And it's like, oh, shit, no, I'm here for Troy. Troy walks up, and he gets in the car, and she gets in the car because Troy is a nice guy. He is willing to, modify the trip to make sure that she can get where she needs to go. He's a good guy.
Okay.
I pull out of the parking lot. I make a turn and immediately get pulled over by a cop.
Wow.
And I failed to signal that I was going to make that turn. And it's a serious offense. And he signaled that by walking up to the passenger side rear window of my car to talk to the black guy. And not me. He did not give a shit about me. He was there for Troy. It's like he asked for not just my license, registration, insurance. I give him all that. He asked for everyone's licenses. And I mean, it's like he asked me to step out of the car. He asks me if I have a weapon. I'm like, what? No. I'm driving Uber, man. What the fuck? And he doesn't. He knows what the hell is going on. He knows what I'm there for. And Troy is who he's obviously after. He pulls Troy out of the car. No, he doesn't physically pull him out. He does the cop thing, Could you step out of the car? I'm going to search you. I'm going to search your pockets. And he searches Troy and finds a baggie full of something. They don't know if it's crack or meth because they're cops. And honestly, all drugs look the same.
They thought it was fentanyl and fell over.
But, I mean, it's like the whole ordeal took forever.
I'm back. I was just... Sorry, John?
I mean, it was just a giant... It's like as soon as I stop, there's a second cop car there. And the second cop,
Wow.
I mean, like 15 minutes in, is like, wow, he just caused you a lot of trouble for a $10 trip. I was like, no, motherfucker, you did. You did. You motherfuckers pulled me over. I would have just had a weird story about the time some random drug addict and a hooker got in my car. But no, you pulled me over and turned it into a whole fucking thing. Fuck you. Oh, god damn, it was... And, like, the thing is, like, Uber, the app, it's like, hey, we've noticed you've been stopped a long time. It's like, great. You didn't automatically call the cops or anything.
Yeah.
It's like, I went through and I was like, is there a way for me to cancel the trip? I'm looking for all the ways to try and say, like, I felt unsafe on this or anything like that. But no. The only thing I could do was pretend I had finished the goddamn trip.
Yeah.
It was just a whole goddamn shit show. And I got to experience driving while black. A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was adjacent to it. I mean, I did. I mean, the cop, he made it a point to let me know that I had failed to signal a turn twice, but he was going to let me go. Fucking Klan piece of shit. But no, I mean, he pulled me over. Like, let's be honest. You see a guy getting picked up outside of Family Dollar at 3:30 in the morning. Obviously, there's no reason for him to be there. He's probably either a drug dealer or a drug buyer. Yeah, I get it, but the cop saw a white guy or a white woman and a black guy sitting in the back of my car, and he pulled me over.
Yeah. You just needed an excuse about like failing to signal a turn.
Yeah, that is
infraction.
exactly what he looked for. He did, like, I mean, I pulled over to the side of the road, and he walked up to the other side, the back of my fucking car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I rolled down my window, and oh no, I rolled down that window on the other side. No, I rolled down the back window. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like for Uber drivers, and I don't know what it's like for Uber drivers in the States.
Oh, you're a
obviously.
taxi driver, right? So you have
Yeah, I was.
bit of
I'm not.
familiarity.
I'm not. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
you were.
But in the UK, if you pick up somebody who you think is a dealer or a user who made the stuff on them, and the police pull you over, you can be found responsible for moving them around, which makes you an
Party to it,
associate, party to drug dealing.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I mean, the cop that said,
I mean,
how do I
come
know
on,
you're a
every
Uber driver? That could just be Google Maps. I said, okay, here's the way bill. Here is the actual fucking receipt.
Mm.
I mean, the guy, the Troy. I'm assuming. Shit, I shouldn't be sharing his name. You're never gonna find Troy. But he smashed his crack pipe, meth pipe, whatever, on the floor of my car as soon as the cops pulled us over. Basically, I didn't realize it at the time. That was the shards of what I thought was plastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just a whole shit show, and it's like
Yeah.
I got to witness the cops basically illegally search a black guy and then arrest him, and then this woman who had been standing in the middle of nowhere was standing in a slightly different middle of nowhere. And a slightly different thing, I got to witness a white girl be entirely terrified of driving in Uber the other night.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, she'd obviously heard. It wasn't her Uber account. Her friend did the thing for her, so she obviously had never done Uber before. She was so scared the whole time. She did all the things you're supposed to do to stay safe. If you're, like, let's be honest, it was like 3 a.m. I want to stress, like, all through this, I don't blame her at all. But I was like, as soon as she got in the car, she called her boyfriend so that she could be on the phone with someone just in case this hipster Viking attacked her. And her boyfriend obviously didn't understand that, and he's like, "You're gonna be here in like 3 minutes. I don't want to keep talking to you. Why are you still talking to me?" And she's like, trying to stay on the phone with him. But the thing with the Uber app is it will take you on the efficient route. And that means all over the place. And so we find ourselves driving through, here's light industry, now here's the hipster brewery, now here's a black neighborhood, and now here is a park that the city has poured $100,000 into, and now here's the liquor store I took a guy to after picking him up at a plasma center. And she's getting creeped out because she doesn't recognize any of that shit. And honestly, I don't blame her. And she's on the phone talking to her boyfriend. She calls him back, and she does she has a code word set up with him, which is honestly a good idea. If you're feeling unsafe, it's good to have a code word. But her code word was bad because he's dressed up as Donkey Kong and she's dressed up as Princess Peach, and that is not something that comes up in normal conversation on Memorial Day. And eventually, she demands to be let out on
Since you
the
weren't
side of
at
the
a
road.
Comic-Con, yeah.
She demands to be let out at the side of the road, and I'm like, we're like a quarter of a mile, half a mile from your place, but okay. I mean, because there's nothing I can say. Like,
Yeah.
if I were to try and convince her, I understand where you're coming from, why you're scared, it would sound exactly like I'm the sort of guy who has thought out in detail what I would do to you. So she ended up standing on the street in a place she didn't really know in 50-degree weather, and it was just a bad situation all around.
I don't know the situation in the States. But one of the reasons that Uber has been so fiercely resisted in certain parts of the UK, although not the big cities, admittedly, has been because when they first came here, there was no criminal records check on their drivers.
Look, I got turned down for Panera Bread, but I got to drive for Uber. Um,
So they there was a massive uptake in the number of I don't really consider them taxi drivers. It's drivers for hire, isn't it? Really.
it's basically taxi drivers, but without the medallions, or the medallions here in the States, or whatever you have over there in the UK. It's the same thing. It's just guys driving cars and for yuppies, for rich white people.
Yeah, I know.
Mostly.
But there was a massive uptake in Uber drivers assaulting.
No, oh yeah,
women.
absolutely. Like I said, I don't blame her at all. She's heard the horror stories, and they are real.
Yeah.
She got a false positive. I don't blame her. It's just, it was, like I said, a shitty situation all around.
Not an easy one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for leaving her on a street.
Of course, yes. Emmy's right there.
Yeah, Uber is internationally crafted like most people with mobility equipment and like servers and suits.
Yeah, I think that was intentionally rather than internationally. But yeah, I picked up a guy
probably both,
like last week or the week before, in a wheelchair. They didn't let me know that he had any of that sort of need. It's like, can your car? Can your Honda Civic fit my wheelchair? I was like, I have no idea. Fortunately, the wheels come off. He put the wheels in the back seat with him, and the rest of the chair was able to fit, because I have a hatchback. I was able to fit in the back of my car, and I was able to get him where he needed to go. But as for service animals, Uber does have a thing where you have to indicate that you're okay with the animal. And I love all the dogs and cats. Every time I see a dog or cat, I say dog or cat. And the other night, I actually stopped, got out of my car, and tried to rescue a bunch of kittens that had been abandoned, but they ran off into the South Carolina jungle.
Why weren't you carrying a fishing net? It's not good enough.
No, they ran away. I still feel sad about them, my little kittens, because look, like, it is a violation of the terms of your lease to have more pets than you agreed to when you moved in. But I will have all the pets if it means rescuing a bunch of kittens from this side of the road in the South Carolina jungle.
Yeah.
Oh yes, MC. I don't doubt many drivers lie. I'm not certain what you're referring to there, but I have no doubt that many drivers lie, because I am guessing that most drivers are white dudes like me, because I cannot imagine being a woman driving for Uber.
Yeah.
Or queer or trans or anything else.
About a wheelchair user and a taxi I was driving at the time. It was wet. The car had a ramp. It was specifically okayed for so that the user could stay inside the chair and
Mm.
you would fasten it down and so on and so on. But it was wet. And as I was pushing this guy the ramp into the car, my soles must have got water on them. And I went flat on my face with my hands on the handles, the
Oh,
back
did the
handles,
chair fall over and then?
and catapulted him over.
Oh shit! Oh god!
Horrible.
Oh, I'm gonna put that in a movie.
The guy, yeah, yeah. The poor guy was a regular as well, and they were so scared they were going to lose him. But I spent the entire journey, which was about 15 to 20 minutes, apologizing every 10 seconds to him.
Well, I mean, you're British, so apologizing is your
Oh, yes,
basic
that's
state.
true. Apologizing comes naturally. So
I mean, you
we
should
don't.
with all the colonization. That's what you owe to the world.
The problem is we don't apologize for the bad stuff, do we? We just look for stuff that
It's like
is,
you just drive round and round in the roundabout and apologize to each other instead of
Yeah.
apologizing to the round people.
Yeah,
oh god.
like Chevy Chase did in European Vacation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
No, that is exactly what I was thinking of.
Big Ben, Parliament, Big Ben, Parliament. I do, Mythra, are you a fan of Pet Shop Boys? Are you a fan of them?
Yeah, I love the Pet Shop Boys. They're
Right.
pretty chill.
Back at
I like their earlier music better than their more recent stuff. But you know.
back in,
Oh my
back in
God, you're a
back in
50-year-old Mancunian chain-smoking hipster.
back in 2007, I really got into it with the Western Girls. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
everyone knows that song, but
I prefer fat bottom girls, to be honest.
Mm.
If
Joe,
we're
you're
going
a
to
friend of
objectify women.
yes.
And Joe
Uh,
says, I have a friend who is a trans woman that stops doing Lyft after a few really bad vibes riders. Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's like I've been doing this for a month, and I have had one bad rider, and he was seriously bad. Like break with reality bad. I've not felt scared. Even with him, I just felt really uncomfortable. I've not felt scared. I would easily imagine if you're a woman, if you're trans, if you're gay, if you're anything other than a hipster Viking driving Uber, I cannot imagine being able to do it long term.
Yeah, just imagine.
The reason I gave up was because a very large drunk man threatened to beat me senseless unless I did a job that I wasn't going to do, you know.
Yeah. Lascivia,
Yeah,
I
I'm
remember
not
getting
surprised, Lascivia. It's like I leave my podcasts. I play my podcast while I'm driving from one ride to another, but I leave them off. And like my podcasts, there's a reason for that. It's I mostly listen to abrasive atheist shit. But I mean, Christian, aggressive Christians, yeah.
No, Joe, I didn't.
You should have. That's
A bit difficult when he was sat directly behind me in the car, which is the worst part of it as well, you know, because he could rabbit punch you quite easily without you even knowing about it.
Yeah. The thing about Uber I've noticed is that almost everyone wants to be driving Miss Daisy. They sit on the passenger side of the rear. It's almost instinctive. I mean, part of it is that you pull up and they get in on the side of the car that's closest, and you mostly pull up on that side. But part of it, I think, is just that, like a lot of it, they walk behind the car. They walk around to sit on that side. Ooh, Emily shared a link. Florida. Oh, Florida's going to be good.
Uber lifts move over like wheelchair access. Then this is a thing to be from a law firm itself or something like that.
But it's in Florida, so who the fuck knows? But yeah, I mean, I was. It's like the guy pulls up. It's like he pulls up. He rolls up to my car and asks, "Can you have my?" I have no idea. But I had no idea that the wheels could come off the chair, and It wasn't a collapsible chair, but that turns out that didn't matter because my car is a hatchback, not. So I mean, yeah, that is a thing that they need to do.
I used to get my regarding what Lucy's saying. I used to get a lot of my passengers would sit in the front passenger seat, not in the driver's seat, obviously, but that would have been weird.
Yeah.
But
And like the secondly that like EMC like posted, Uber agreed to settle a lawsuit alleging that like the ride-hail company violated America's with Disabilities Act by overcharging riders with disabilities. The company will offer like several $1 million in compensation to more than 65,000 Uber users who were charged discriminated fees due to disability, according to a statement from the United States Department of Justice.
That is a nice thing, Lucivia. Honestly, again, hipster Viking. My safety isn't something I often have to think about. But yeah, the passenger sitting as far away from me as possible in the car is a thing. If nothing else, it means they don't constantly have their knees shoving my goddamn chair. But
oh God, yeah, yeah, yes, oh yeah.
And if they're sitting in the front, it feels kind of weird for them to sit in the front. I'm okay with it, but kind of weird.
To me, it just seemed. I used to say to a lot of my passengers, "It's easier to chat with you this way because I can keep my concentration on the road."
I gotta be real. When I was
oh shit! That is a wonderful excuse. Thank you, Mithril. Oh yes.
I was gonna say when I used to do Lyft, I had to be really careful, especially like talking to women because I didn't want to say something that could like they could miss to be.
Oh my god, being a black guy driving over a Lyft. Oh shit.
Oh, yeah, that too.
You would never have to take 3 guys wearing white sheets out to a strange place in the forest, were you? I say.
No, I think I can.
No, the white sheets are out in the forest already. It's just efficient.
I think I can read the writing on the wall with that one.
You don't make it to 18 if you can't spot a Klansman. Yeah.
And Lucy, that is the best policy. That is absolutely the best way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to do that with my scared white girl. Obviously, she had nothing. She wanted nothing to do with it, but I mean, like, it's weird sometimes.
It is. It's very weird. I mean, I had a similar situation, except apparently this young woman was quite well known for turning into a melting wreck the moment she saw it was anything that looked like a vaguely male driver.
It's like a couple of times I've had guys who I think were high and who insisted on rapping. I mean, it's like, for me, that was just an annoying ride because they're like, hey, play music. Give me something to rap about. I'm going to rap about getting pussy, but give me something to rap about. And for me, it was annoying. And I could
with
see
these white
for
and black guys,
someone who's not a hipster Viking, that would be a much more scary situation.
with these white and black people who did this.
The two black guys were rapping, yeah.
So, I mean, for me, only from like a bar, and it's like it was because like I was like with other people, so it was like a party of us, like 3 or 4 people, and it's like the first time was like in the front, and I was going on, but both times when I was driving, I was going on about my politics, as it were. Like,
I avoid that.
Well, the first one,
I'm in the South, where I'm pretty sure there aren't that many communists.
To be fair, though, it was like I was continuing the conversation I was having in the bar with my coworkers, and it was like the first time it's just like a coworker was just like back from like a trip to Africa with his girlfriend.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, I have my
the perfect customer.
Yes, Lucy, I love you so much. Just sit in the back, be quiet, don't wear any strong perfume, give a good tip. Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah,
oh, there's so many men and women who wear strong scents. I spend the entire time breathing as shallowly as I can and speeding as hard as I can.
The one that made me wretch.
Is anyone celebrating Memorial Day tomorrow? I'm just asking.
No.
All right, move on.
I'm going to drive, I think, just because there'll be a lot of drunk white people.
Yeah.
True.
We're gonna honor the men and women who sacrificed themselves by being a drunk dipshit. Yay!
Absolutely, Emily. It's like for the first time in a month, someone looked at my podcast. It was the Fall of Civilizations podcast. So he's like, "Hey, that looks interesting. Good play." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll do that because it's not god awful movies that makes fun of Christian movies."
In the South, that's probably a communist panic defense.
Yes. Oh god.
Okay, mark that. Communist panic defense. Another future title for Social Justice Alchemy.
the next live action, the next patron show.
Punk
yes,
anarchy.
absolutely. Jesus Christ, that's awesome.
That's also a good name for a punk anarchist band too.
Absolutely.
Speaking
of which,
defense. Oh shit!
I
have to learn how to play the guitar and start a band. Yes.
What you were saying, Mithril?
We're having a punk festival around here this weekend.
Ooh, nice.
Unfortunately, I managed to miss it
No.
because I didn't know it was bloody on.
Well, that's what happens when the blood bursts inside your brain. You miss things. You know,
Probably, yes. Yes, I would.
Yeah, so yeah, in the last now we've been running. We started a little late, so let's just we'll do about 10 more minutes, and then we'll call it a good show. Mithril, I kind of want to ask you quickly. Also, labor rights is going on in the UK because how many strikes have been going on or are currently going on or still on if they've been settled?
A lot. Yeah, the strike situation is kind of interesting. As usual, our wonderful press and our wonderful government are condemnatory of it all. How dare these people? How dare you cause discomfort and inconvenience to us all? Well, that's kind of the point of a strike, you know, sort of. Of course, the government is just lying about the generosity of the offers they made, because a lot of these are what are called public sector jobs. So it's nurses, junior doctors, consultants. They're also They're also private sector ones, which are semi-public sector-ish, which are the railways. Teachers, again, purely public sector, because over the last 13 years, the government has consistently underpaid these people by huge amounts to the point now where the worst ones, I believe, the junior doctors, where they reckon in the last 10 years they've lost about 25% of their actual income, which is pretty horrendous. They're now, given that they've been between 5 and 7 years, depending on which university, they've been at university for between 5 and 7 years, and they've racked up quite a lot in student debt, which they will be expected to repay, because although they're paid crap, they are paid above the level where payment starts. And when and they've done the same for protesting. The government have introduced law to ban protesting if it causes what the hell was it? Inconvenience to anybody. Well, kind of. Again, I think you might be missing the point of protesting then. However, none of this is a great surprise from, the neo-fascists that call themselves conservatives.
Yeah.
What, however, has probably been the worst thing about this is that the Labour Party, which, as its name might suggest, is supposed to be the party that represents working people, has Sir Starmer, Sir Keith, as he's known to his non-friends, because he hasn't got any, has told all his MPs that they are not to join any of their strike lines to offer support to the strikers. Despite the fact that quite a lot of these MPs actually receive money from the trade unions. It doesn't get any better, does it? It doesn't matter how often I say this, it gets no better.
Yeah.
And one who did go down to support, it was nurses, was sacked from the shadow cabinet, which is a thing we have.
Yeah.
And
the shadow cabinet is the weak, ineffectual, utterly incapable of doing anything. That's in power.
Yeah. But that also describes the current cabinet at the moment, to be quite honest, John.
Yeah, it's the Democrats. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Keith Starmer has come down on the side of.
From now on, we should call him Keith Starmer because that's how I missed.
Kief. Kief. Keith.
No, Keith. That's what we should call him, just to fuck with him.
Oh yeah. And so yeah, unsurprisingly, he's come down on the side of capital and the establishment. And he's recently said that he's not going to repeal any of the Tories' anti-striking laws. Because that caused upset to his, because they're doing exactly what Blair did, which is go crawling to big business for massive donations, and then of course, the difference between here and the US is the donations are made to the party rather than to individual MPs.
You can donate to parties here. It's black money, dark donations.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many ways to bribe people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, generally speaking, it's really dispirited. And he's also expelled from the party. Now, this is despite claiming to be a fervent adversary of anti-Semitism as it was under Jeremy Corbyn, or actually wasn't, but the press liked it.
Well, no, I mean, Jeremy Corbyn was actually a Nazi. I mean, you could look at him, see him throwing the Sikh Isle and killing Jews. Personally, he ripped their throats out with his teeth.
Yes.
You could see him drinking
He was
blood.
well known for setting up the Islington gas showers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so,
I'm glad you wanted to play along with that. Holy shit!
I almost lost it there. So he's Starmer has ejected from the Labour Party more Jewish members than any other leader throughout the Labour Party's 100-year history.
I'm not surprised. I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah. and also a rather great woman called Diana Abbott, who was amongst the first group of black MPs in the country back in the 70s, and has
You allow black people to serve in government?
yeah, and she's
Wow.
awesome.
You're better than
In
we
in
are.
her previous in the past, she was really, really interesting. She was a great person. She was
Oh,
amazing.
so
But
she's not interesting now, is what you're saying? Oh, I get
well,
it.
she seems to be going down the Feinstein route at the moment, I'm
Uh,
afraid to say.
so she's getting old.
Yes,
Okay,
and
so it's
losing it a little bit. But
okay.
she,
So that's a, okay. Just for everyone, that's a very, very different sort of situation. I mean,
I'm
Dianne
getting
Feinstein
old,
has
so
always been a
fuck
piece of
off.
shit because she's a liberal. Um,
Yeah,
um,
I'm sorry, I know I'm trying to be gentle about it, but I mean, there are some things that. Anyway, the whole point is she's been she permanently suspended from the Labour Party because she
she got suspended.
accidentally.
How?
Oh, I can't remember,
Well,
but she got
not
discriminated.
who gives a shit about how? It's some dude with a
She
giant
wrote,
magic wand. It's Britain. But
yeah,
why?
she wrote a draft of a letter saying that people who are blacks in particular tend to be more discriminated against than Jewish people and other people who are still in minorities but are white because black people are more visible. What she didn't actually say that, however, she said blacks are more discriminated in this draft letter. She said blacks get more discrimination than the Jews. This was not good, but
Mhm.
within an hour, she'd put out a letter saying, I really apologize. This is what I actually meant to say. She just hit the send button when she didn't mean to. Anyway,
Yeah.
this this was a brilliant excuse for Keith and his friends to throw her out of the party. Um, because that's what they want to do. Because she was a supporter of Corbyn. She's always been very vociferous from the left as a critic of anybody who basically wasn't on the left. She's kind of cool as that, but she was all
Mhm.
right. So, it just goes, and this is a constant litany. It's not just one thing, it's not just two things, it's just every single fucking day there's something else comes out about
Mhm.
how Starmer is running the Labour Party, and it ain't being run for the benefit of working people. It's not being run for the benefit of marginalised people, which is what the Labour Party damn well should be fighting for.
Mhm.
And in all honesty, I hate to say it, but I don't think I'll be able to vote Labour this time. And
Mm.
people, people can call me a Tory enabler as much as they damn well want, but I can't, in conscience, vote for him anymore until they get rid of him.
I'm still here, guys. I'm just cooking lunch.
That's good.
No,
It's
you're in Florida. You're black.
Nine
You're cooking meth. We know exactly what you're doing. You're Breaking Bad. That's what's happening.
I'm making fish grits and eggs. I'm about to watch The Perfect Storm later.
I
Oh
don't think it is a
my
false
God, fish
argument,
grits and
Lucy.
eggs.
I'm
You
sorry.
just uttered the
She's not.
most Florida
I've always
sentence
voted
ever.
Labour.
Fish
I've
grits and
always
eggs. Jesus Christ. I love
yeah. So
that so much, Ozzy.
what were you
Uh,
saying, Bethro? You don't help the conservatives by not voting. You help the conservatives by only not voting. Hey, well, so you're. I guess like the city is. I
yeah.
mean, it's like if you're doing like other
No,
things.
I don't get me wrong. I will vote, but it will be a vote for the Green Party. It won't be a vote
Oh yeah.
for. I
yeah,
will
no.
not vote for the Labour Party while
For the
they
conduct
are
of the
continuing to harm the majority of people in this country to the benefit of a small, already well protected as
I mean,
minority.
the thing is, when it comes to
Hmm.
voting in a first past the post system, like
Hmm.
once upon a time, I thought you guys had a decent voting system, but no, you have a first past the post system.
I
So
suppose it's shite.
yeah, you end up with a two-party system, and those two parties are 99% the same, and then they argue over the 1%.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Uh,
the thing is,
Stop
though, that
hating,
that
Lucy.
1% does make a difference.
Yeah.
It's just that it's not a difference that will help anyone.
yeah, I agree. There's, I like what Joy said too. When you're trying to change things from inside of a harmful system, it's too easy to be corrupted by the dominating
Mm-hmm.
culture of values. I agree.
Oh
And
yeah,
yeah,
look at the Social Democrats leading up to World War
mhm,
One,
yeah, exactly.
and
And like, I
especially
think
after World War One, those fuckers.
right. As and I think let's say I think we all agree that like there are more productive methods of revolution than participating within the political system that is designed
Mm-hmm.
by and for the oppressors. Yeah, we're
Mm-hmm.
all in agreement there.
I
I won't
mean,
change
the
people
What
for
I
master's
was
voting.
rules
trying
will
to
not
say.
dismantle the master's house. I'm not sure I entirely agree with it, but I understand the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got had all the nonsense about the coronation as well.
As like
God
political,
bless our gracious king with
like
homeopathy. He's
as I already
such a dink.
as I mentioned before, the Lenequin is like trying to get the move back into their mothers, so that because it's cheaper to like move back to Wisconsin, as opposed to like they renewed the lease in their current apartment with like her and Nasaneko. But then she was talking to Lenequin was talking to her mother, and her mother was like, "Have you seen the coronation?" And Lenequin go, "Mom." You know my opinions on the royal family and royalty and monarchy. It's like, why do you think I would watch a coronation?
I do
Look at his sausage hands. He's
Well, I
gonna die real soon of a massive heart attack. His mom killed his wife.
I actually did watch the coronation because I just thought it was a huge Disney movie. But sometimes
It
you just gotta
absolutely
be
No,
like,
was.
Absolutely
A magic
is.
guy in gold robes gave another magic guy in gold robes a magic scepter and a magic ball and a magic hat.
This,
word.
this is why we have such a problem in this country, and why we are never going to have a fucking revolution, which we should have, because we are so enamored of all this nonsense, of all this feudalistic nonsense.
I
Of
won't
the
say it's not all of you. It's just sadly
well,
like
no,
60% of you for some
60
fucking reason.
percent.
What the fuck? Why do
Yeah,
so many of
no,
you
I
support the
completely
monarchy?
agree.
Oh,
Yeah, it is a Disney movie. It really is. It's oh, feudalism was great. Really? What the fuck are you
what the fuck
talking
is up with
about?
fantasy and sci-fi movies always having goddamn monarchies? No, that's a bad thing. That was the past.
Yeah.
We moved away from it. It was bad. Jesus fucking Christ.
And I'm like, and it's like, okay, like I don't know. I kind of like hate like watched it like in morbid curiosity. Like
No, you're
I
allowed
judge
to,
you
mate.
for having acknowledged it existed at all. I judge you.
I
Judge you. Judge
I
you so hard.
okay, like I put it this way. I will give you guys this, Mithril. Like it's definitely much more graceful. Like I would rather watch the coronation than watch, a football game. I'm just saying.
Okay, I mean,
A
it's a
hand egg.
ceremony honed
Hand egg,
across
yeah.
1,000 years of a white guy giving another white guy power, but so and
It's,
therefore, yeah, definitely, it's a lot more dignified than a football match. Jesus,
Yeah,
and that's a
Football,
joke that crosses
what do you-
cultures. Football match.
I do want to sing the Pierce Morgan or Piss Morgan. I know because people like God Save the King. I know the Sex Pistols wrote a song called God Save the Queen. Can I sing that one?
Yes.
If you want to, sure. I'm not
Sex
going to stop
Pistols
you.
were
I'm not-
punk.
I
I'm
don't-
pretty
I
sure
don't
they
know
were
the-
based. I'm not sure what the lyrics are, but
I don't know the lyrics by heart, but I just know the song because like it was the national anthem, but it was the Sex Pistols, so they wrote a kind of a alternative anthem.
It was in 1977, which was the first of the big Jubilee years for Queen Elizabeth.
Wait, did you say
It
Jew?
was the year,
Jew? Jew? What? Jew? What?
Yeah,
Sorry,
that,
Southerner.
What's
yeah,
wrong with you
yeah.
that you always hear Jew in every word that people say, John
I'm from
Brockman?
the South. But seriously, the Sex Pistols, their Jubilee year, what? Myth?
Oh yeah, they released a single which I'm sure Isaiah will sing for us.
I don't know the lyrics by heart. I know the first one. It's God
The
Save the
Sex Pistols
Queen,
didn't have any white girls, so
the
obviously.
fascist regime. I know that's the beginning of it. That's the only part I
Is
know.
the first two lines of it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really into the Sundays. You may know who they are, Mithril.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of the Stones. They were okay. They were pretty decent.
God, I'm such a boring black person. Good Lord.
Oh,
No,
actually,
you're
you're
a
very
real
interesting.
black person.
Mm.
You're not a black person from the movies. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
I'm not like, yo, homie, don't do.
You're
God.
not walking around smoking crack and carrying a gun. You're just a guy.
I don't have
That's
I don't have a
absolutely fine.
lowrider. I don't have a lowrider either.
Okay,
You don't
I mean,
need one,
lowriders,
honestly.
just from the video games, they seem fun.
You know,
So you go over a speed bump.
funny enough, because so the actor Kevin Costner is from Compton, California. I laughed my ass off so hard when I heard that.
Oh my
I was
god,
like,
is he really?
what
Is
the
he
fuck?
actually from Compton?
I
Oh
think
my
he
god.
is. What? When Compton was white, it has to be, right?
Oh my
Compton?
god, that can't.
It-
Is
no,
it
no,
actually-
Kevin
California, I would imagine so.
Oh my
yeah.
god, Kevin Costner's from Compton.
Kevin Costner is the token white guy from Compton.
Oh my god,
That's
he
there has
is
to be at
the
least one.
Christian white guy. Oh my god. Oh my god, he was the Christian professor. He was, oh my god, from God's Not Dead. That is, oh my god.
No, that's Kevin Sorbo.
Right out of Cornwall.
Oh, yo, you're right. Oh my god, I was confusing Kevin Sorbo with Kevin Costner.
No, Kevin Costner is a decent actor who made terrible movies
Oh,
as
Kevin
well.
Costner is Robin Hood. Kevin Sorbo is Hercules. Oh
Yes.
my god. Oh, you just took
Well-
the jam out of my donut. You ruined my day.
I
I was
able to
thinking
do
that the white supremacist Christian nationalist was from Compton. But
No, it's just Kevin Costner, just
it's
another
just the
boring
balding
white guy.
guy.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, the guy from Tin Cup.
it would have been so much fun to think Kevin Sorbo was from Compton.
So,
Thank
with
you for
that,
correcting me. That's good. That is good.
Yes. So with that out the way, Isaiah Taylor, you have a couple of YouTube channels, Sinister Intelligence, and this is
Yes,
Autistic
we are
Autism
half an hour
Society.
over to make up for our 5-minute late starting time.
And I'm sorry, guys, for having that when I was
No, sorry. You wanted to rant about that,
No,
and
no,
it's like
no.
good to
Thing
rant
to
about that.
apologize
Definitely
for
complain
us.
about work. Definitely go nuts. Go off.
Yeah.
It's okay to
You are a queen. You are a white Canadian queen. Go off.
That's usually not how I act. I'm usually a very nice person. I don't.
Oh no,
I
no.
just-
I mean, definitely the you being angry, you being the angry black guy was out of character for you. This show. Yeah, I took it as you having a lot of reason to be angry.
Yeah.
We all need to vent. We all
Yeah.
need to vent sometimes.
So there's
I
a link
took
to
a while to vent this episode about my job. About
exactly. Yes, and I don't have much of a event about my job currently. Well, I did mention
you actually
I
mentioned some stuff you were upset about.
yeah, I
And
have so
Mithril,
much responsibility.
mentioned being British. I'm assuming
Yeah,
there
I
was
don't
something-
have a job to vent about. I have an entire fucking country.
You did share your story about how you catapulted a wheelchair user out his wheelchair.
The
so that's
British
that.
abusing people.
Yes, I am Summer and Geek on YouTube, Summer and Geek on Twitch. I'm going to be streaming Twitch later today, just to know when I want to stream or if what I'm going to stream is where Summer and Geek on co-host and Twitter and Tumblr, so you can follow me there to check out all my updates. Even though I forgot to mention that I was going to be streaming today or plan to as well, and that I was working yesterday. Well, I should post more, but I will get to that. And John Brockman, we finally got a John Brockman, and not just a bunny or a fox or a
Joey.
polar bear. Later, Troy. You part of another podcast, aren't you? Oh yeah, the
Yes,
voice is
Dungeons and Debacles, and I finally confronted Kevin about the fact that no episodes have been coming out, and we're sharing the burden of publishing those episodes. So maybe new episodes will start coming out soon.
Mhm.
The recent episode, last episode, was just one of our characters reconnecting with our family, and it was so goddamn wholesome. And because of our backlog, it will come out in like 3 years.
Yeah.
But it will be the most wonderful thing.
Mhm. And EMC says that the Fluid Voice is like back tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, as it were. And there's a link to like tonight's Fluid Voice. I don't know what it's about. The last one was like the
I
horror.
I was actually on YouTube and I think it read they were discuss Vince McMahon.
Yeah, the horror that is Fixman Man with like Beast Nation. Okay, that's tonight's Fluid Voice. So go and check that
I'm going
out.
to need you to enunciate clearly because horrors are good. Horrors are bad.
The horror of Vince McMahon. The horrors of Vince McMahon might be a little bit interesting, but like there's a lot to talk about with Vince McMahon. But the horror.
Oh
of
my
Vince
god,
McMahon,
I want to make a movie. The Horrors of Vince McMahon.
the
A
stories
bunch of
that
women who take over the fucking country.
is the stories that the sex workers that have to like service Vince McMahon would be quite interesting, especially with
Honestly,
how Vince
that would include. Excuse me. That would include all of the wrestlers.
Yeah, what do you think about it?
The Horrors of Vince McMahon, starring John Cena.
Oh.
Before we go, has anyone seen either The Little Mermaid or Fast X?
No,
I
haven't watched any movies recently.
I've heard the God Awful Movies episode making fun of Fast X.
I was thinking about for the very last ever Fast and Furious movie, we need
Doubt
to
it.
like intergalactic aliens like threaten the
I mean, the
universe.
fact is, they're guaranteed like 2 more movies. Vin Diesel, Vince, Vin Diesel,
AKA
rode a
Tim
car into
Weasley.
space before the current movie. I mean, like, where the fucking John Cena was in Fast X and one of the earlier movies.
We gotta go. We gotta have them racing through different universes, through wormholes, and we'll get Michael
They're
Bay
driving through aliens.
No, wait. No, I'll stop you here. That has already been tried. There's always been like an incredible like a racing movie takes place in space on another planet. It's called Redline. It's an anime movie. Go watch it. That will be much better than whatever like Fast and Furious movie would be.
It's gonna be close to the movie Pixels, and just how like goofy it is.
Oh, God.
No, Redline's much better than Pixels. And
I love Pixels. Pixels is good. It's a goofy, dumb movie, but I fucking love the shit out of that movie.
you're probably one of the few people that do because it is an Adam Sandler movie being an asshole and so on. But anyway, so
That's all Adam
preparation-
Sandler movies, except Love Reign Over Me was okay. It was good.
Yeah. But anyway, take care of y'all. Don't forget to practice like self-care. Charity links. I did not post the links to Joanna and Phoenix, but those links are in charity links on page, and only if you have the means to, and like or if you're willing to overcharge your credit card like I do. But until then, later, comrades. Stay
Support
safe.
the Sailor Boy down there.
Enjoy Memorial Day if you care to, as well. At least eat bratwurst or something.
Let's see. Wait, Memorial Day. Oh no, I'm thinking Labor Day. Don't support
Yes.
Memorial Day either. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
Memorial Day. Like I'm gonna either be at McDonald's, so I'm probably gonna like turn in my 2 weeks notice and just be myself. There's nothing to celebrate.
Wait,
There's
are you still technically employed there that you can give a 2 weeks notice?
I don't know. I left early, so I mean they told me like if I couldn't do it, just go home, and that's kind of what I did. So I don't know what that is.
They're probably going to still expect you to like show up for your shift, so like the next day.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
they'll wait for you to fail to do your job so they can fire you for root
Yes.
cause. Yeah.
So it is good just to take the I couldn't. I had to.
Yeah, take a mental day off. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so take care of yourselves, comrades. See you all later.
Take care, everybody.
I'll try to see if I meet you next Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. we'll see what happens. I'm trying to get another
Everybody
job.
say goodbye to the Welshman Mithril.